Coach Murphy, big win today. Opening statement from you.
I thought we were up and down today offensively. A lot of credit to Michigan Dearborn. They did a tremendous job of switching up their defense from man-to-man to 2-3 zone to 1-3-1. I thought they shot the ball well in spurts from the outside, which caused problems for us. I thought our defense, having 14 steals again, was super active. We turned some deflections into steals and steals into transition buckets. And I thought Chris James did a really good job of coming off the bench, playing really well at the point guard position, made a few shots. And once we got a lead, I think we built on it to close out the half. But then to start the second half, again, they did a really good job of switching up their defenses. And then we just couldn't get any flow on offense. And then which caused our defense to break down. So about at the 12-minute mark, I challenged our guys, in particular Boubacar and Darian and Yateson to play better defense. I needed Boubacar to anchor the zone, alter shots, block shots, rebound the basketball, catch and finish. And for a 4-minute span, we made shots. He did a really good job defensively. He finished some shots inside. We were able to collect the lead and get up by 20 again. And again, they wouldn't go away. They hit some more incredible shots, but I thought we closed out the game well. Anytime you can open up the season 3-0, anytime you can consistently protect your home floor, that's what it's all about. So we're sitting right where we need to be. We have a lot of work to do to continue to get better. We're going up against a really good basketball team on Saturday in North Texas, so it'll be our first road trip. A really good test for us, so we're looking forward to that.
You talked about Chris James a little bit. He comes off the bench. He has a tied for a team lead in 15 points with this guy right here, Boubacar, but he also has 6 boards. It seems like your guards this year played really scrappy basketball. They really get in there and get nasty. Is that something that's going to be important for you guys going forward, especially against a team like North Texas, who is really a good defensive team?
Yeah, well, our 4 guards in particular, Darian, Chris James, Chris Barnes, and Yateson, all play extremely hard. They do a really good job defensively. They all bring some form of offensive threat to the floor. But tonight in particular, Chris James did a tremendous job of making shots and taking shots and making shots. He found some guys that were open. And defensively, he got a lot of deflections. When we charted it, I think he had 8 or 9 deflections, and as you mentioned, 6 rebounds. But he's a guy who's really tough, plays with a lot of energy. And then for a 4 or 5 minute stretch, Boubacar showed everyone why he should be the best big man in our conference. Again, altering shots, blocking shots, finishing inside. Just that 4 minutes, he changed the game, made a huge impact. Where we were able to go back up. I believe it was 19 points, and we closed out the game from there.
8 of 10 Eagles that were in the game tonight scored. 5 of those 8 scored double digits. Does that speak to the selflessness of this team?
Yeah, we consistently and collectively continue to preach and teach playing together, the we over me concept. I thought tonight we didn't make great decisions. Some of that was Michigan Dearborn switching defenses and mixing it up, and they were playing heavy help. They were really tough, a lot better than they looked. Really good basketball team. So they forced us into some bad shots and some bad decisions, so I credit them. But at the same time, we just have to continue to grow and get better. But these guys, after 3 games, I'm pleased. We're right where we need to be at 3-0. We protected our home floor, so now we have to step up and see if we're ready to go on the road and compete at a high level.
Boubacar, we'll get a statement from you on the performance tonight, on the game, and then we'll open it up for questions.
He tried to play hard there, possession. Came out a little scrappy in the first half, but like Coach Murphy said, picked it up in the second half for a little bit. We were able to get the win at the end.
Questions?
This is for Coach Murphy. Why do you think you had a slower start in the first half?
Again, I credit Michigan Dearborn. They played 3 different defenses. Every few trips up the floor, they would switch it up. When they went zone, I put a better shooting team in, and then they would go back to man-to-man where, our creativity was taken away a little bit because I had more of our shooting lineup on the floor. But credit to their coach, they put us in position to think consistently all game, which is really tough. I give credit to them. That's all I can say. They did a really good job of switching defenses, and that's what kept us, at bay for a while. But again, once you start hitting shots, especially from the outside, that changed the game. That's why I mentioned Chris James earlier. He came in and changed the game by hitting shots from the outside. I thought Noah Morgan hit a few on the break as well. When those guys hit those 4 threes in that 4-minute span, it kind of opened up the game, and our driving lanes began to open up as well.
Question for Boubacar. How did you feel defensively about the game,
Personally or as a team?
personally?
I could definitely be a lot better defensively. You know, on the first, like I said, on the first half, I wasn't really, you know, I didn't really come out with a lot of energy, but I was able to pick it up in the second half. Well, that's 4 minute span, we were able to gain the lead a lot in the second half.
Another question for Coach Murphy. So Chris Jones and Chris Barnes had great production off the bench. What do you think makes them so effective for the team?
Well, they continue to work hard every day in practice. You know, they all bring a different dimension to the game. All of our guards are athletic. They're quick, they're fast. In particular, Chris Barnes is a super athlete. He's really, really strong. He can score from the inside and the outside, and he's really hard to guard when he makes up his mind to go make a strong play. And then Chris James brings something different to the table because he's a really good outside shooter. He's one of our quickest defenders, and he's a really smart basketball player. So to have those two guys coming off the bench and be super effective in the second half, and you know, I tell these guys we play 8 to 9 in our rotation. Chris James is just as good as a starter. So we have those 4 guards. I look at all of those as starters, to be honest with you, because at any given moment, they all can do something to impact the game.
This is a question for you, Coach. What was the mentality after a couple of timeouts and a couple of media timeouts, after you guys were going really close in that first half and you were trying to get the lead? What was the mentality that you told you guys?
Just stay consistent. We went up 20, and I made a couple substitutions. I didn't think, you know, Jalen was really good tonight. Ty wasn't good tonight. But that's the beauty of having guys you believe in that come off the bench or that can play. But again, Boubacar was the game changer. It was a 4-minute stretch where they couldn't score inside. We contested 3-point shots, and we got every rebound. He got an offensive rebound, put back dunk. He scored in the post. So he kind of changed the whole game. And my message in the timeout was like, just let's stay consistent. Don't play well for a 4 or 5 minute stretch and then deviate back to not making good decisions. Consistent teams that make consistently good plays throughout the game usually end up winning the basketball game. And I knew they wouldn't go away. I knew they would continue to compete to the end. So I wanted our guys not to let up. Sometimes when you go up 20, you look at the score, it's just human nature to relax. And I thought we did that tonight. We didn't do that the first 2 games, but tonight we did. And then sometimes it's tough when you have 2 games in a 48-hour span. That's not easy to do as well. These guys played extremely hard on Tuesday. We kind of took it easy yesterday, but at the same time, you turn around and you have to play another game without any rest, which is the challenge now moving forward because we have to get on a plane tomorrow and fly across the country. And we'll be in Texas, and then we got to play a really good basketball team on the road. So that's what I'm looking forward to, the challenge and the mindset, finding the desire and the passion to want to go and play well on the road and win on the road and not make an excuse of now we have 3 games in 1 week. Championship caliber teams relish these moments. They look at this opportunity and they make the best of it. But overall, with 3-0, can't be in a better situation after 3 games, and you protected your home floor. So I'm excited about, obviously, this team. I love coaching these guys. We have a great group this year, and we'll continue to get better.
Anything else?
Yeah, one more question for Boubacar. What's your stance on the mentality going forward into these road games coming up?
Just the mentality we approach every game. You know, every game we play, you want to win. That's the mentality. Playing to win, like I told you before.
Is there going to be an emphasis for both? This is for both of you. Is there an emphasis on either rest or preparation? Is it going to be, you know, either one side or more?
Oh, I think you have to do both. You know, obviously we played 2 games in a 48-hour span, and we have to fly across the country. We'll practice tomorrow. We'll go over a game plan. And with a quick turnaround on Saturday, it'll be an early game, which doesn't help either because you don't get that extra 4-hour rest playing in the evening. But again, we make no excuses. We're looking forward to our first road trip, and then after that we come back and then we have to fly out of the country to play in Jamaica against 2 really good basketball teams as well. So it's all about mindset for me, understanding opportunity, understanding what's in front of you. How you approach it is the main thing and the most important thing, and we're going to approach each and every game like it's a championship level game. Again, North Texas is really good. The teams we're playing next week are really good. But if we come in with the right mindset, with our game plan, and these guys step up and they're ready to deliver, we'll be in great shape.